What is up, everyone? Welcome back to No Cap Space, another post-game show here for you tonight. And Shawnee, the real SC, maybe not like when we heard this matchup initially, maybe not as the exciting one that we had hoped for in terms of having Juju Watkins on the court. At the time, it was a Malaysia for Wiley Juju Watkins matchup that we had been waiting for. But ultimately, the conclusion that can be made here, based on the result today, is that South Carolina reigns as the real SC.
I don't know what you're talking about because it was always London Jones versus Raven Johnson. Like, that's really ever since, that's what we were hoping for.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't know how she was going to get there, but we were hoping for it.
Yeah,
but no,
right.
I said this. We're the real, never wrong, just early, because rest in peace in my Twitter account. I said that, and then a bunch of dorks from Southern California started arguing, well, we have a trademark and a court case, and I don't care. I don't care. Cock's always up. I don't care. And now look.
Well, I'm happy that you've been validated now in this way. Again, not one. This was one of the basketball games of all time, Shawnee. This was one of them. Before we get any further in here, you can use code NOCAP15 to get 15% off your home field purchase. You got the link down below if you're here on the YouTube, because we also are live on Instagram right now too. So that's why you're gonna be tapped in across the board on all our socials, whatever you prefer. We're probably there. So make sure you're tapped in with us. Again, use code NOCAP15. As always, Super Chats get you on the stage tonight as we break down the battle of the SCs. And if you become either a YouTube member or a ball knower on nocapspacewb.com, our very new website, I might add, that looks phenomenal. Andrew was in his bag designing it. So if you haven't checked out the new website, nocapspacewb.com, you can find a link down below in the description. It looks amazing. You can also join on there to get into the Discord. We were talking the games tonight. We talk games all the time. Let's talk about South Carolina here, Shawnee. There was moments where this offense, it got a little, this happened a couple times over the course of this season.
Hater.
Well, can I?
No.
Hold on.
No.
Hold on.
Nah.
Because this is actually a lob for praise, okay? And this is a point. Honestly, if I'm being honest, it's really a lob to praise myself because I was right. And what I mean by that is that if you're subscribed here on the No Cap Space YouTube channel, you might have seen a video that said the X factors to the top contenders in the NCAA right now. So the top 5 teams I went through. And that X factor, it's kind of a loose definition. That, it can kind of be whatever. But I was looking at players that aren't typically this is your best player on these top 5 teams. And you know what I said? I said Raven Johnson was the X factor because of the 3-point shooting we had seen in the first 2 games and how the offense got a little shaky in the game against Clemson when the threes weren't being attempted. And now tonight, again, the threes were falling. I thought she was just great across the board tonight. She ended up 6 of 12, 14 points, 2 or 3 from 3, which is all you need. You don't need to be taking a ton of threes. You just got to be knocking them down whenever you take them. And what was it? 11 rebounds on top of that. So I thought Raven was phenomenal tonight. And again, there was a couple spots where South Carolina, the offense kind of sputtered a little bit, but ultimately, in a lot of ways, I feel like they took advantage of the size, dominated on the boards, and I think come out of this looking relatively clean in that sense of any type of future projection of where South Carolina can go here. But from you, what are you taking away big picture here from this win for South Carolina?
I'm kind of stuck on you going Tracy McGrady and just lobbing it to yourself in transition.
Right. That's why you got to watch all the videos on here, so you can keep up with the receipts.
Yeah, it's just this is truly a rebuild year. And I know we say this every year. This is a rebuild year, but this is truly a rebuild year because for me, and it's not hating obviously because I'm a fan of the team, but it's just the weak spots stick out to me, unfortunately. So it's we're, the positive is they're still figuring out a way to get it done. It's just those sore spots that made it tough to get it done in the first half. gotta clean those up.
Yeah.
You know, the defense, it's like if you're struggling defensively, then I need y'all to score. Because, like I said, Caitlin Clark, sometimes the best defense is scoring more points. But it's like if you're not going to, you know, protect the basket, score more baskets.
Sure.
Or vice versa. You know, like you got to pick a struggle.
Yeah.
So, those type of things. And I'm sure they'll probably get that cleaned up as the chemistry develops and as people get acclimated to the game speed and, you know, all the things that come with playing at this level. But yeah, just some of that stuff that made it rough in the first half. We saw it against Clemson. So it's like, that's not going to cut it against top 10 teams.
Yeah. And that's what's if there was to like place a worry, if you were like, it's the thing. It's the fact that it looks familiar tonight that it did against Clemson. I mean, that's where it makes me a little bit worried because to your point, if you're playing your top 5 teams in the country, like a lot of those teams are gonna be able to take advantage of that in times that maybe whether it be this USC team or a Clemson team aren't going to be able to. What do you think of Joyce tonight? Leads the team in scoring. Was playing with one shoe towards the end there. Just trying to hoop with the one shoe. 7 of 16 tonight, gets a double, 17 and 10. Obviously, going into this game, we knew that the bigs were like going to kind of be like, hey, this is your advantage. Like through even if this isn't the dominant bigs of South Carolina past this year, like with the bigs that USC deploys, like you have the advantage here. So Joyce taking advantage of that. What do you think?
She's coming along. It was a lot of moves that I saw tonight that I'm like, yes, keep that. Mark that one. Run that one back. We just got to work on the touch around the rim. Because it's like sometimes she'll make the move and just be like, I don't know if she stuns herself or what, but it's just like it's the touch. It's gonna come, but it's like she's getting whatever she wants. She's aggressive. I love watching her and Mendez go at it because it was like pointing Spider-Man meme. Like, you just see Afro puffs on both sides. Like I like that. Yeah, so she's coming along. Tessa's who I really am like. I see it.
Yeah,
I see it. The leap is there, like the aggression, like that last 3, the snap of the net. I love a good 3 snapping. Like, oh man, that sound is just crisp. But like her and Tessa, if they continue to play aggressively, that's your punch.
Yeah,
that's 2 of your big 3, 4, whatever you want to call it.
How many you got on this team? I mean, like any South Carolina team, really.
Yeah, because Raven Johnson's coming from the scoring title. I already told you this. I said this first game.
Okay. I mean,
it's coming.
No, but I appreciate, you know, we're relatively on the same wave here, you know, like, but
hey, if
you're a couple steps ahead of me, but it is the X factor here.
If she, like, every game now, first bucket, Raven Johnson. So now if we can get like 2nd through 10, right? And then
every possession, like
Raven Johnson 10-0 runs to start the game, bro. That would be ridiculous. Man, no, come on. That would be a wicked streak that nobody's ever seen. I need it actually now. It's like I'll
not gonna happen.
I'll put some money. Yeah, I need that. Okay. Raven Johnson first basket. I'll put money on that.
Okay. Wow.
Start the game off with a Raven Johnson basket. And then we're gonna build up to that Raven Johnson 10-0 lead to start the game. Yeah.
Okay. Something to watch for. I guess this isn't going to happen, but I guess the one player that I had a ton of confidence going into this season with was Taniah Latson, and how that balance is going to be struck. I was a preseason voter in the SEC. She was my SEC Player of the Year vote in the preseason poll. Like you see moments like in the third quarter where they came out and it's like, okay, that's what kind of South Carolina really built their lead out and got the cushion. And Taniah is a big, genuine part of that. And it's her being aggressive and going for it. And but in the first half, I think it was 4 shot attempts at halftime. And it's like, you have a lot of talent on this team. And obviously, so like, it's not like Taniah has to take every shot. We're not at Florida State. Like, respectfully, like, you know, we're not, like, it's not that degree of responsibility in terms of being the offense in that way. But it also is Taniah Latson, who is one of the best scorers in the entire nation, and you want to try and find her ways to get shots up and to make it easy on her. What are you seeing so far in terms of that? And like, how is Taniah? I know we had kind of talked about it a little bit, like kind of being in two minds in terms of playmaking versus scoring and whatnot. Like, how are you deeming, I guess, the transition to her being in South Carolina now? And what did you see tonight in terms of kind of her comfortability within it all?
Yeah. Well, when you're playing within Dawn's system, you're playing to become a professional. You're learning skill sets. You're, learning pro styles and this, that, there. So it's gonna be boring. Like we're never gonna see like empty the clip. So it's just like a factory of Priuses. It's gonna be efficient. It's gonna be eco-friendly. It's gonna be aerodynamic. It might come in a cool color maybe, but like that's just what we're gonna get, because ultimately it's about them building their resume for the next level. So it's like there's going to be an entertainment factor in that the team is winning, but like individually, like I've kind of accepted that this is what it is. Yeah. So I would say with her, it's kind of like, as long as it's not being detrimental to the team, it's probably working. Yeah. Because we're not gonna see like 30 a game anymore, like you said. Like that's dead. Right. Rest in peace to that. Yeah. I would like to see her just like take over the offense. And just not empty the clip, but like in those moments where we are in like, because this is the second game where we've had like these intense scoring droughts.
Yes, I'm right.
And
with
it's you. like in that third quarter, it was really just her muscling and getting rebounds and like just being scrappy and getting grimy with it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't pretty. So I'm kind of like, if you can do that when we're in a drought, that would be great. That would be wonderful. Thank you. Please. So yeah, I think like you said, it's a lot of talent. So everyone kind of has to play in that, like, it's not just about me, it's about we. So what is needed on this possession? So I don't think we're ever going to see her have like,
it's not Florida State, but
it's not even like I don't even know like what's up right above Florida State, but like still in between South Carolina, because like this is like meritocracy. Yeah, like everybody gets a fair share, and then you're gonna want to go to your post players first. Like that's just Dawn's just like comfort, So it's like this has been an experiment of like how Dawn coaches a guard first team. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I think by tournament time, we're going to have to see something, because it's like if we get those droughts in the tournament, it could get wicked. Right. And we can't afford to like
even just an SEC play, to be honest. Like there's just some of these teams in the SEC. Like I mean,
I ain't scared of them. But like SEC.
So then it's just UConn that you're scared of.
Who said I was scared of UConn?
So who are you're saying tournament time, but it's not SEC team. So who else?
I'm scared of our deficiencies right now. I ain't scared of no team.
What team would take advantage of that?
Us. I mean, we would get
okay. Like, okay.
I mean, anybody would take advantage of like us not scoring. But is it like, oh, they're gonna put the belt to us? Like, no. I ain't scared of none of y'all. I don't care.
Okay, sure. No, I believe you. I believe you.
Lace them up and let's do it. We take UConn right now. They starting national shade. I ain't scared of her.
Okay. Look, I think I'm with you though. Like to me, it's at minimum, and not even to say at minimum. I think that is like kind of the balance there. Is like, okay, I'm cool with Taniah being within the system and being within everyone has to eat, and then when we're starting to starve a little bit and people aren't eating no more, that's when she goes and starts cooking for real and just, hey, give me 3 possessions, like let me go get shots, and
I'm kind of curious like what Dawn has said to them though, because I remember they were saying on the broadcast like, and they've said this before this season, like Tessa said like, I'm not worried about my scoring or whatever, and Dawn was like, I am. So I'm kind of like,
yeah, I almost wonder if it's like, especially for a player like Tessa, who has, because obviously you have a couple of transfers on this roster, but like Tessa's obviously been there from the jump and like has been like, this has been what she knows. And so it is almost interesting seeing the players that have always been in that system and have frankly been normally on the outside kind of looking in on terms of like where they are in the pecking order, just from like a seniority perspective, really more than anything. Like seeing them now have to be the players that have to go and do that, and what that shift is like is actually something I hadn't thought about. That's actually kind of interesting.
Yeah, and then like on top of that, again, if she's telling Tessa go score, and Tessa has been very aggressive to start the season. Tessa, she's one of my favorites to watch. Like real talk, like that man, she gonna be nice when it's all said and done. But if she's telling her to score, and it's only so many shots, like when it gets in that rut or we get into a late game situation, like who's the go-to? Who is the person that Dawn is comfortable with? Like, go get us out of this. And it looks like Tessa right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we're not really seeing Taniah at this very second, on top of like probably trying to expand facilitating roles and skill sets in that regard. But it's looking like Tessa's team.
Yeah, which is intriguing because that's like if you were to rank this out maybe preseason, like wouldn't be. I mean, she wouldn't be like low on the list, but like it wouldn't be number one. We got a super chat from Alexis. Fight on, baby. I'm still a Lindsay believer. Let's talk about the Trojans here. Thank you for the 2. Again, super chats, get your message on screen. Look, at halftime, this is a USC team that is down by 2 points with Jazzy Davidson having played 8 minutes and only scored 2 points. And it's like, what's going on here? You know, like it's just a little tight, and you had one of those kind of droughts for South Carolina where you're like, okay, how do you get out of this if you're South Carolina? Like how is this going to shake out at a halftime? It was like legitimately up in the air because you had, presumably, okay, Jazzy's going to get back in. Not able to get much going, frankly, just USC as a whole, offensively either. I mean, this was a bad game offensively speaking. It was just one of those games where, I mean, they shot.
Is it? Because I kind of feel like I don't want to say this is who they are, but like this is the second time we've kind of seen them like.
Well, I'll put it like for USC, they shot 7% from 3, 1 of 14, and so that's where I don't know. I think to a degree, yes, like what you're saying, but it's also interesting because I think you can see the flip of it too with some of these. Like you just have really streaky players, and so like there's gonna be nights where I feel like you could just cook from 3. But I do think maybe not 1 of 14 bad, but I think it's more this way than it is the positive way.
Yeah, like this is probably, you're right, an outlier in terms of bad, but just like watching the way they shoot, it doesn't give me confidence that it's going to get significantly better unless there's like a magnet ball situation. Because it's like
a magnet ball.
Yeah, like why are y'all leaning when you shoot your threes? Like, like when you first learn how to play and you just it's not like, and then like London Jones is 5'4". You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's always going to be a bit of a barrier because their guards are kind of small.
Right.
So it's like I from a defensive standpoint, like it becomes a little easier to guard. So they're going to have to work really hard to create space to even get these threes off. So yes, 1 of 14 is probably not going to happen night in and night out, but I don't see them like really filling up the stat sheet from deep just because of the size disadvantage.
Right. Yeah, goodness, it was, to me, through and through, you saw the aspect here of the size, and they mentioned on the broadcast that we talked about in kind of our preview on Ball Up Top, which you can find on castbasereview.com and here on YouTube. But like we were talking about the size difference and down low and how we expected South Carolina to take advantage of that. Like you don't think that's not something that Dawn's just gonna let slide, and we saw that to varying degrees. But I also think we saw across the board the size difference, like even like at the guard positions and stuff like it all felt like you could sense it, like as you're watching. It's not like South Carolina has some short guards too, like Taniah Latson isn't some big guard, or things like so it's not the craziest difference in that. But I mean, you look, the rebounding margin was 56-32, like that's insane. And again, Raven has 11 of those, so right. Like it's not just the bigs. Okay, well we can't reach over them, like it's not like just that in that way. It's it was the entire team really for South Carolina that was doing it. And that is one of the more worrisome things that I saw from that. It was just, again, it's more than just the bigs tonight that got beat in terms of the rebounds and like where you felt that height difference at.
What I will say in their defense is Raven, that's pure effort. And I think that effort comes from being without Ashlyn the season before and really having to crash the glass as a guard and like make up that deficiency. So this year it's like, all right, I kind of know how to do it,
right?
You know, and I'm a bit better in it. So USC West gets caught flat-footed, and she is bigger than their guards though, because she's what, 5'9"? Like I remember years ago I was covering South Carolina. It's back when Ty Harris was there. And that's back when LSU had like, I forget that girl's name, but she was like 5'4". And then they had like another 5'3" player. They had the tiniest guards in the SEC. And I remember like being in press row and like, yo, you can see the absolute difference between like 5'4" and 5'9" in real time. And it's scary, bro, because it's like, what you about to do?
Right.
Good luck. God bless. So, and it's kind of like that, like on top of the actual physical attributes that South Carolina has in terms of like speed and strength and whatnot. Shout out to Molly Benetti. But you know, they're just bigger.
Right.
And it's like, what you gonna do?
Right. Yeah, I also think, frankly, for South Carolina or for USC, this is also, you're not getting, I think, what you expected out of Dunn right now. She's averaging 9 points a game so far, had 10 tonight. Like, you're not getting what you're getting there. London Jones, obviously, we saw like what is the potential of London Jones, but she is just kind of one of those like naturally streaky like guards that on some nights it's just going to be their night. But you also have nights like tonight where you go 2-10 and 0-4 from 3. And the process of USC in terms of finding easy shots just doesn't really exist right now. Like Jazzy can go and create her own shot, like and get to the rim, and I think that opened stuff up, especially like in generally of the season, like with the NC State game, I thought was massive, but harder to get to the rim against this South Carolina team, and I think stuff like that really showed today.
In the half court, what I will give them, because like at the very beginning of the game when it was like 18-8, USC West started running in transition more, and so now we're getting those like 4 verts passes to Mendez, and she's getting to the cup, and it was working for a while until the third quarter when both teams just started throwing interceptions. I saw a couple pick sixes on both sides. I was like, all right, but then that was like a battle of the wingspans, right? Because like you see Jazzy like doing like that, and then you see Joyce just doing like that. So it's like people were showing off, you know, their Sauce Garner, cornerback, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, their Sauce Garner skills, but like I like when USC West can get in transition and like really create, because like again, you don't have traditional bigs. That's your deficiency. So you got to come up with a way to exploit teams in some way, and like early on moving the ball and getting up the court quickly was really working in their favor.
We got a super chat here from Joe. Washington is better than USC. Shout out Malia Samuels though. Thank you for the 5, Joe. Hey, Sellers, well, she had 30 today, right, against Utah for Washington.
Whoa,
Washington actually, they look good. They look good.
Hey,
they look good.
Watch out.
So
hey, the real Huskies. That's the battle.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Yeah, line them up. Line them up and lace them up. Let's go.
Just every team that has like the same mascot, they have like a bowl game like this one. Like it's you just you gotta drop your mascot or drop your name after, like
Hampton versus Seton Hall. Real Pirates. We coming for that. Let's go.
No, it's that I'm not gonna lie, it's actually not the worst idea
at all. LSU versus Clemson, that would be significantly better than like LSU versus Clemson versus Missouri, like in one game. Figure out how to make that happen.
Do it. Do it.
Just put them all on the court at the same time.
I don't know how to do it. I don't have the brain power to
5 down, and then whoever scores, the opposing team comes up Like if LSU comes down against Clemson and they score,
Mhm.
Clemson takes the ball out, comes
There was
up,
I did used to do drills like
Missouri.
this,
Yeah.
like in
So
AAU
then,
time. You
and
know?
if Clemson scores, or if Missouri stops them, then they come down and they face LSU, and we
Mhm.
just keep going like that. And you got to keep 3 different scores. Highest total wins. Hey, talk to
We're gonna
me.
figure. Yeah, well, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
because
gonna.
I think I got something.
Wait, this no, this isn't a super chat, but I want to put this one because this is funny. I was at the game sitting behind press row. My girl Greer was falling asleep. Can't blame her. I say that to say I'm actively getting our press conferences uploaded here because we do have boots on the ground at this game.
Hey, hold up, Alexis. Like, why you gotta bust my dog out like that? It was probably the AC was probably on. Stall her out.
That's actually
She's a mother. Like she probably got
that's
stuff.
actually so funny. Like I'm literally uploading this press conference right now and then see that message. That is incredible. I was like that I wasn't prepared for that. But with that said, the USC press conference is now uploaded. That's why stay tapped in here. We got boots. We got lives. Shawnee, is your heart mind clear?
We're always the real USC. We're the real chickens, the real Gamecocks, the real garnet and black. Like we the realest. Like I've said it. Like Greer laughed. I had to put that comment.
She said lies. She said there's lies. There's slander being told. It's really funny.
But yeah, like South Carolina's gonna figure it out like they always do in reboot years. And hey, come on, KGB.
Okay, I'll pull it up. $2 super chat here for KGB as we wrap up. Early hot take. Can we simulate to UConn UCLA?
Time out, because what has UCLA done to prove that they're better?
Well, they beat one of the front runners for best player in the world, Aaliyah Chavez. So like that's
I'll give them that. But like they had wins against. They beat South Carolina early in the season last year, and then.
Well, I mean, everyone ran into the UConn buzzsaw last year, though.
Well,
so,
yeah, but like
really...
that's. I mean, I guess I'm kind of like we saw some Corey Close disaster classes, respectfully. So it's like, do we trust that there has been a leap on her part? Because we see the leap with Lauren, like she cooking. So and if we
had a good one against North Carolina as well, and I think North Carolina actually looks. North Carolina's been a bit all over this year, to be honest. Sometimes the offense looks awful, and other times it actually like.
Shout out to the ACC.
Decent,
subscribe, like our TikTok page, Instagram.
Yeah, but we just had the first hater TikTok just went up today, so that's why we tapped it across the board.
You don't want to miss what's going on because sometimes we don't even know what's going on. We just be doing.
Sometimes we just be making stuff,
and it just sticks. So yeah, like Corey Close is the I guess the X factor that I need to see.
The X factor.
Corey Close has got to be the X factor. So UConn, UCLA, and then like Gino, are we sure about Gino? He's starting Ashland Shade. Like
I'm leaving that there. I'm taking us home, okay? Look.
Patriot boots.
Look, coming up, we will certainly be having some dialogue about the ACC because that Duke game, that Notre Dame game,
the other Duke game.
So I don't know if we are we live tomorrow? I don't know. I'm so thrown off. But so make sure you subscribe here. Here's what I'm getting at. There's a lot of people that need to be discussed, and it might not all be very good things. And we will be discussing it, if not tomorrow, then on Ball Up Top this coming week. So, I say that to say, make sure you subscribe here. Make sure you go check out the new website, nocatspacewbb.com. You can find everything in the link down below in the description. Go check out our friends at Homefield. You can find the No Cap Space collection down below. Use code NOCAP15 to get 15% off your first order. We personally handpicked curated our entire collection just for you, the best women's basketball fans. So make sure you're tapped in across the board. Because I mean, we are full. We're going now. We're in the season. We got takes to get off now. We got enough of a sample size now where we can start really overreacting. And I know I got some things to overreact about, and I'm sure Shawnee does, and the rest of the NCS crew does. So make sure you tapped it across the board, and we'll talk to y'all soon.